Hola everyone, my name is Gabby y bienvenidos a mi YouTube channel. I am so excited for today's video because I'm recording the second video on my wedding playlist, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the template that I've been using and I created to stay a little bit more organized for my wedding. So this is a template I've just made so far. Every time something new comes up, I keep adding to it. So I'm going to link it in the description, but as the wedding approaches, I'm sure it's going to change, so I'll make sure to link it in future videos that are wedding related. So for a little bit of background, I got engaged in May, but I kind of knew it was coming for a while. My fiance and I, we've been dating for 4.5 years, so since high school. So I've been planning for a while. Now that it's gotten real, it's definitely getting more specific, and I'm just learning a lot of new things that I should be thinking about that maybe I hadn't thought about before. That's why the template has been really helpful, to just keep track of everything I keep learning about. So let's start breaking down this template. First, as you can see, there's a banner that has your fiance's and your name on there. It's your wedding, so you should advertise that. This is a picture that we took during our engagement session, so you can insert your own pictures or you can find Pinterest pictures and put them on there. Under that is the mood board. So I'm a huge mood board person, love it for everything, love the inspiration and ideas, and I just love visualizing things. So I went on Pinterest and created a mood board. And the cool thing about this template is that when you link the Pinterest board to it, you can actually see the Pinterest board on there. So you don't have to go to Pinterest to be able to see the pictures that you have. However, the helpful thing is that if you want to go to Pinterest, you can click on it and it'll take you there. And what I did on Pinterest was to make sure that I had different sections of the mood board. So for example, I had a section for florals, one for the ceremony decoration, one for reception decoration, so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to show you how to create sections on Pinterest right now. Here you can see all of my pins on my wedding mood board, and I'm going to go ahead and create a section specifically for Save the Dates inspiration. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the folder with a plus sign icon at the bottom, and this will let me name my new section in this wedding board. Then it's going to have me go back to the main board and choose which pins I want to put on there. So I'm going to choose the ones that are related to Save the Date, and those will be added to the Save the Date folder. If you want to add a pin from your general feed, you can do so by clicking save, and it'll take you to your main boards, and you can choose which section you want it to go into. And then when you go back and visit that section, then the pin will be there. Back to the template, I just have the location thing in there, and I linked the website to the venue under that. So again, everything is very accessible in one place. Linking everything is really important. Then under that, I have wedding website, so you can link your wedding website there. And then colors. So I made sure that I made a mood board with all of the colors that I wanted for my wedding, and that is what you can see actually on the template, because I left it there so you guys can have an idea of what to include in your mood board for the colors. And it's really easy. Canva actually has features where you can insert little banners, and you can insert pictures into those. So that's what I did. And then I have a section for flowers. I actually just added a section yesterday for flowers because I hadn't thought about it. I just kept looking at pictures and I loved the flowers that I was looking at, and oh, this is the vibe. But I hadn't thought that actually for getting a quote on how much arrangements are gonna be, decoration is gonna be, you need to know what flowers you like. If you don't know the names of flowers, that's literally completely fine, because I didn't either. I only knew daisies because those are my favorite. But I just went on Pinterest and looked up flower chart and wedding flower chart, and that gives you ideas of names of flowers that you can look up. So that really helped me find pictures for each flower that I liked, and just to have that visual image when I'm talking to florists or the decoration person, and be able to reference what type of flowers you like. Then we have the guest list under, so it's actually separated into two sections, bride and groom. That way you keep it more organized with the groom's family, your family. Obviously there's going to be common friends, so you kind of just put those in randomly, but it was helpful to kind of have this area so I could keep tabs on how many guests we were going to have at the venue. Usually venues are going to up price every time you hit a certain guest count, so just important to keep track of who your guests are for that event. The next section is your vendor list. So I realized really quickly that you're going to be keeping track of so many different emails from so many different vendors. I decided I would make a table just to make sure I have the people who I chose on a list so that I could go back to it and see all the information pertaining to them in one place. So the table that I made has the vendor name or the vendor category, the name / company that is your vendor, the website that pertains to them, and the price that they quoted you. And that way you can keep tabs of all those details in one place. Then we have the budget / price breakdown, and I made a different category for this. It is the same table as the one above, but I added it as a different one because there's going to be some items that are going to be, costs that are not necessarily vendors. So for example, your wedding dress, transportation, all of those things are not necessarily correlated to vendors. So that's why I made a different category for that. And something that I realized is that, especially if you're planning your wedding and somebody else is covering the costs for the majority of it, like your parents, remember that they're going to be covering the costs of you for that day, like your makeup, your hair, your dress, whatever, but they're also going to be covering their own costs for attire, your mom's costs for hair makeup. So at the end of the day, the overall budget that you are using for your wedding is also going to have to include those prices in there. Then we have a wedding party category, just cause, important information for the wedding. And under that, I have a blank day of details because I haven't gotten to that point yet in this template. But essentially on there, I just want to make sure I have details on what time everything's supposed to be happening. Things that are important that day that I don't want to forget, like, oh, who's responsible for this? Who's gonna get here at this time? All that stuff. So I'm trying to think of what that looks like still. But I think in the future, the updates of the template will be a little bit more detailed. So that is my wedding planning template. I hope that all the brides find this a little bit more helpful. Again, it is not super comprehensive, but it has helped me a lot already, and I know it's gonna get more extensive with time. And if you wanna get the latest version, then you gotta subscribe. Also, if you like hanging out with me and being with me through this wedding planning journey, because it's pretty much myself, y'all. This wedding, this destination wedding, on me to plan. So I'm just gonna be telling you guys tips, tricks, what I've done, how I started, all of that, all of those videos hopefully coming soon. I'm starting school too, so it's gonna be a little stressful, but I'm gonna try my best to keep you guys up to date with all of that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.